Okay, this is how you create a character. After you've created your account, you would click on My Account at the top left. It will show you your account with your name, if you have a premium status or not, which you probably don't if you just created it, and then your list of characters. You would end up clicking Create a Character. You can do whatever name you want, your sex, the game world that you want to do. You can read the manual to explain these. More often than not, I would suggest do regular game world, but there is Battle Eye protected game world, and this means Battle Eye was on the world at its inception since its release. Experimental game world, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's not something I've ever wanted to try or think about. And then you would do your PvP type. If you don't know the difference between these and you know you don't want PvP specifically, I would suggest to do optional PvP, choose your world location, like I'll do North America, and then choose which server you want. You can check on Reddit or whatever if you want to find out where the most people are of your language play on. In my experience with English speaking, Calmera and Gladera seem to be the two most popular ones for English speakers. I could be wrong on that, but that's been my use case of this. So I'll do Gladera. I'll choose this random name. Then we will submit. Then it'll tell you this is what you're going to do. Then continue. Then my character has been created. And you do it this way because right now the game, you cannot create a character when you're in the game. So you would need this before you even launch the game and try getting into it, logging to your account. And that would be it. All right, once you've created your account, you'll find yourself at your character select screen. So we'll go ahead and do the character I just created, which is right here. We'll log into him. And this is the general tutorial that explains how to do it. So this part is important. So to use your WSD, you have to make sure the chat is off, which you will see at the bottom right over here. So once that is off, you can move with WASD. Then we'll go up here. And it will explain what the classes are in the game. So what you see here is the exact, this is all the classes in the game. So it tells you the basics here, but just to give a little bit more oversight, the Knight has the most health, the least mana, and the skills gain faster in these weapon types. The Source and Druid have the least health, the most mana, and they get higher skilling in magic, and that's it. And the Paladin is almost purely ranged, so there's a distance skill that they will get the most in. And you can read this if you end up playing the game. And just some basics. I'll go over here. Though the new tutorial in the game is pretty good. But we will choose the Sorcerer. And I just want to show something real quick in the game before we go to the next part of it. So you can hit spacebar to attack the nearest thing to you. And it'll be based on your battle list up here, so you can change the ordering in if you want. And if you push Alt and Q, it will loot all bodies around you. So if I kill this one again, and you always just want to kite it as a ranged class. So you want to do your best not to get hit. So you just want to kite enemies slowly based on the speed that they are. So once this one dies... Oh, and as a caster, you want to always be in defense mode. So since this thing is dead, I can either hold down Alt and click on it to loot it, and you see the icon becomes a bag over the character. So if I left click it now, I just open the character sheet so I can loot what's on it. But if I hold Alt, I can auto loot this one. Then Alt Q just loads everything around you so you don't have to click anything. Alright, quick thing with training in all your skills. This game works in the more you use a skill, the faster or the better you get in it. So the more you use anything that uses mana, you will train in it. Those sources and druids train the fastest. Paladins, I guess technically the second fastest. And then knights are awfully so. As a knight, you're probably rarely ever going to get above 10 magic unless you spend a lot of time and effort training in it. Fifth skill, almost pointless, not really worth training in. Club, sword, and axe are only really for knights. Like you might get 10, 11, 12 training as a sorcerer druid in any weapon skill. It's probably not going to happen though. It's up to you which one you want to train in, but usually as a knight, whatever you choose to train in, you might as well go only in that. If you try split up training, you're just slowing your progression down. It's not really worth it. Distance, any character can train in distance, but paladins are the ones that are more often than not, you're solely going distance. Shielding, all classes will level in it. You can only train in shielding really if you have a shield on you. I'm not going to go into how shielding works. Most players don't use a shield in the game currently with how it works. It's up to you on your playstyle, on any role-playing you do, if you're going to use it. You'll have to read guides on if you should use a two-handed weapon or one-handed and shield. It's all up to you. Fishing. You can fish in any open source of water. More often than not, you need a fishing pole in your inventory and you need worms. I'll maybe show that later. It's worth doing if you don't want to carry food on you, but it's not really expected that people are going to go hard into fishing. To get quests in the game, every NPC you need to talk to, so you can just left click on them and it says hi, and anything blue will be the important things. So typically, if you're unsure, if you talk to an NPC, you can either say help, mission, or quest. And one of the three, if they are a character that gives a mission, it'll give it to you. So with Nago over here, I don't know how to say his name, you can click help, and he'll tell you a little bit about the game and how shovels work. But if I do mission, it's like, okay, if you're looking for a mission, go talk to Morris upstairs. So we'll go upstairs and talk to Morris. Say, I have a little quest or a mission for you. Click mission. I have a job, so I can either fetch something or I can kill something, and he gives you a choice. So I'll choose kill. Then I can choose what I want to kill. So the trolls are right outside the starting area, so I'll say trolls. And then he wants me to slay 20 of them. And then I can come over here and click the quest log button. Go open the quest tracker. It's here on the right side. I will add the quest, click show, then showing my quest. When you reach level 8, okay, so I'm not level 8 yet, so we're going to do trolls. Close it, and then there's trolls right outside town. So I think it already gave me this quest just as soon as I made the character, but it's a good habit to get into. Come back out here. Kill him. And then the quest updated to 6 to 20, and then you keep on killing them, then you'll go back to Morris to turn in the quest. Alright, we're going to show how talking to NPCs work. If you go to any one, you click on them. In any of this, you can either click on them and click the blue color text, or you can just push enter and type in like bye, type in hi, and then the closest NPC to you will go based on that. You can also type in trade if you don't want to click trade. It'll show you everything this specific NPC has to sell and anything that they will buy from you. So he doesn't have anything that we want, so we'll go up here and see if these guys have anything I want. If NPCs are ever near each other, sometimes you will need to say hi, then that specific name. This only happens, I think, a time or two that I've seen in Khazad-dûm, which is a dwarven city later in the game, but generally that's how it may work. So what does he sell? Okay, so we don't have a shovel, and I know we're going to need that. So I'll buy that. And then I can sell him meat, but I don't want to sell him anything that I have on me. We'll leave them, and we'll come to this guy with all the money. This is your bank. So I can do that. And I can ask for my balance. I have 0 gold, or I can say deposit all. If I want to deposit all my gold. Or I can say deposit 10. Then only deposit 10 gold, say yes. Then 10 gold has left my inventory and only have 5 on me now. If I ask for the balance, I have 10 gold inside. So I bought a shovel a little bit ago that you saw. So how the shovels work, if you see any stone piles like this, more often than not you can use the shovel on them to open them up so you can go down there. If you go down, you will see what's in here. It's usually recommended to have your rope on a hotkey. So like I have mine on F that you see down here. So I can, wherever you fell down on, there's a little shadow. So you need to keep track of it. If you use the rope, like let's say I just left click on it, then click on where I came down, I will rope back up. You can also rope up any creatures that may be on there. This may not work on this tutorial island, but if you have a friend down there that forgot his rope, or there's a player asking for help, if they stand on that spot and you go up and you use the rope on the hole, you will pull them up to you so you can save them like that. So that's how you escape. If you ever go down a hole and you don't have a rope, you will be stuck there and you may die. So get to a safe spot, log off if you need, make another character, throw a rope down there. Or if you go to the chat, you can go to world chat or English chat, whatever language you may be, and ask if anybody can come to where you are to help you out. All right, when you get to level 8, and remember that you do have a quest for this. So let's quest tracker show. Let's show this one. If you get to level 8, remember to talk to this character. You do not want to be in Dawn Point after level 8 because it can mess up how your character levels up after that. So just by the time you hit level 8, make sure you talk to this character and pick what class you want. To pick the class, you're going to go through one of these doors. I do not remember specifically which one is for what class, but Oressa will tell you which one is what. And then you will end up in the mainland in whatever town you pick. I believe they suggest that you go to Venor when you get to level 8, and that's the town you want to pick. So you don't have to. The game's open world, you can go wherever you want. But currently, this is the town to pick because they added a new starting island with quests, or like a new little area. I don't remember exactly where it is. And if you do pick Venor, if you go to town, you see feverish citizens. It's for an event going on that happens more often than not. If you're just hit level 8, try running past them. Do not try attacking them. They might kill you, and then you will die. Alright, we're going to be showing off the bank or depot. So the easiest way to tell a bank or depot is you'll see a sign like this. That will tell you that's what's showing up. Or if you see this sign right here, which is the bank sign. But the easiest way is if you see these little glowing orange boxes with the chest on top. So this is where you will store all your items. So you open it. You have your depot here, which is where you store any item that you have. You have your stash, which is where you can generally stack a whole bunch of stackable items, such as like potions, food, you know, rings, jewelry, like a lot of stuff. The easiest way to do that is if you right click on something or right click on the bag, you can say stow contents, and it'll stow everything in any of your backpacks. So if I go in here now, all my stuff is in here that I could put in here. So if I want to take it back out, I can be like, oh, I want 47, and it takes them out to your backpack. So I'll take these back. There's also the, this is where anything that was mailed to you or was in a house, which we'll explain that later, but if anybody mails anything to you, it'll be in your inbox. And then you have the auction house. The auction house works like it does any other game. If you end up wanting to look for something, let's say I want an Amulet of Loss, these are people selling the item, so they're selling them for 50,000 apiece. And these are people buying items, so these are buy orders. So if I own an Amulet of Loss, I could be like, okay, I'll sell it to this guy for 35,000. I'll do it. I'll click accept. I'll get the money immediately, and they'll get the item. A huge part of Tibia is going to be going to the temple and then going to the Explorer Society. So the temple would generally look anything like this. Each major town has one. The easiest way to tell is usually you can either look like a map and it'll have this general color scheme going on, or there will be a monk and it'll have this general floor pattern. Temples, much like banks, are very easy to tell. Also, if you see one of these things up here, the imbuing station, you're probably in a temple. I suggest you always keep your adventure stone on you. If for whatever reason you lose it, you can talk to the guy in the temple and he can give them back to you. So, but if you use the stone, you will end up here. You can do a handful of things here, but the most important things are coming down here using this statue. And then these are daily rewards that you can get, and then you can get bonuses for the more consecutive days, up to 7 days. So I'll take that. So for that, I got prey cards, which I'll show later. The other next important thing is coming back up here. And it's these training statues. So this one right here is generally for knights. Well, the first three are for knights. It depends on if you're training sword, axe, or club. It's up to you which one you want to use. Everybody has their preference. Most knights use swords, but it's up to you. You have distance for paladins, and you have magic training for any character, but typically druid source. So then you end up clicking on which one you want to use. It logs you out. And then for the next, let's open up this. For the next maximum 12 hours, you are offline trained and you're slowly accumulate skills in whatever you're training in. So this one's magic, so I would be training in magic, and that's what I'll get. Okay, when you're in the area that you come to into the temple, if you go up here, you'll see a forge. If you use, I guess you can only use these. If you use this, it will bring this up. This is something that can only be used by premium players, so if you're subbing to the game. It's a little convoluted, so I'll go to the very basics. If you have two of the same item, you can combine the items and you'll get a slight buff of whatever it is. So if I had two of the exact same swords, I would be able to combine them or have a chance to combine them, and it'll merge the swords together and I'll get something called Onslaught, which gives you a chance to like double hit or crit or something like that. There is a lot more to this, but this is the very basic overview. When you are a premium player, or even if you're free, you'll see characters that have like a little blue number next to their name. That will be how much dust you get from them. So once you get 100 dust, then you can merge the items, or you can come in this conversion and you can get splinters or silver slivers. You can get exalted cores, or you can increase your dust limit. If you don't know what to do, I would suggest increasing your dust limit, but it's entirely up to you. I would suggest if you really want to go hard on this system outside the basics of combining items, which also does cost a good amount of gold, I would look up a separate guide or Wikipedia that further explains this, because it can be a little easy to get over your head on it. Alright, once you get to level 20, no matter what class you are, you can get a promotion. So like right now, I am just a druid, but you can become like an elder druid or so forth, depending on the character. Usually it is whoever can give you the promotion is the king or queen of whatever city you're in. So in Theus, it's the castle up here. You would end up going to the king. So to talk to the kings or queens, you typically need to hail them. So I'll try hail king. And then I can ask for a promotion. And the promotion costs 20,000 gold. Making gold is a whole other thing. Maybe I'll make a video on it. But once you have the 20,000 gold, you would ask for promotion. You would say yes. You have to be level 20. The thing the promotion gives you are a good amount of things, but generally it will be faster mana and health regen, which is very crucial for all the classes. And you will get double the soul points. Soul points are used to make anything that you can conjure or create. I don't believe knights use it as far as I've ever noticed, but sources and druids use it to make ruins, and paladins use it to make arrows and amongst other things that they do. So the promotion is very crucial and worth getting as soon as possible once you get the 20,000 gold. All right, once you hit level 50, or I think it's 51, so it looks like 51, you can find out about the Wheel of Destiny, the gems in the Fragment Workshop. A very quick overview is Wheel of Destiny is a very slow but powerful upgrade system to your character. You get 1 point per 1 level, so I would not expect to get any major progress on this done for the foreseeable future. But just a quick thing, if you do end up getting 1 sliver done, which I think you would get around level 101 or something like that, you will unlock a gem slot. So the way the gem slot works is you have to be in the temple. You click on the slot over here or whichever fragment that you're working towards. You would do change the gem, and then you will have like 3 or 4 gems that would do a like elemental resistance of some kind. Then you would slot that in. That's all you are going to have for a while, so don't worry too much about it, but that's generally how it works. A lot of this will be very late game things that you get more gems as you kill bosses, but much like the Forge, if you're interested in this and you're high enough level to be able to really put it to use, it's worth looking up a Wikipedia or a exhaustive guide on how it works.